Hey everybody. So on my last video, I used a canvas from Jerry's Artorama for the first time, and I did a mallet smash on it, and I was not super impressed by the quality of it. So here I wanted to show you side by side. These are both 8x8 canvases. This is Jerry's. This is a level 3 at Michael's. So at first glance, they look pretty much identical. But then I'll show you why it's really hard to. So this is only a finger's width, and then it goes down diagonally. Whereas this is twice as wide and meets almost the canvas. So it has like probably twice as thick a wood, which makes it significantly heavier. I don't have my scale down here, but it is significantly heavier. The feel of the canvas itself feels the same. The give of the canvas feels the same. So as far as I can tell, so far the main difference is that wood. So hang on, I'm gonna lean that up there. Oh, and this is, I got all this stuff from Deco Art on all their new pouring medium and clear pouring top coat. They sent me these so for me to review. So I will be doing that this week. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about the top coat. That seems really, if it works like it says it does, it seems really promising. You just pour it on and you put it at a 45-degree angle, which I'm so glad they put a picture of that in, because I know what 45 degrees is, but I was trying to picture it as to how to set a canvas like that to dry, and it's literally setting it like this, which I found interesting because I was like, won't it all just drip right off? So I'm very curious to do that. And the pouring medium, so it looks like I won't be using water or Floetrol. It just says 50-50 with paint. So since I'm doing a review on it, it makes sense to use as directed, you know, because if I doctor it all up, then it is definitely not it is not a true review. So I will, for once in my life, follow directions to a T. I may even measure. That's how, because I mean, it's not fair to do a review on a product if you're not doing it as directed, because that's not fair to the company. Because if that's not how it's meant to be done, then, you know, it's not fair. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys use well, pretty much now it's a lot of places, but let's see. Okay. Allrecipes.com. It's been around forever. I've used it forever. But people will review the recipes and they'll be like, this recipe was so good, but I added da 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 da. Or people will say, this recipe was awful, and I chose to leave out this and that. It's like, well, then you're not even reviewing the actual recipe. Anyhow, this is the painting from 2 days ago, maybe. I can't remember what number, 314 possibly. And I like how it dried. The color, it dried fairly flat looking, but a top coat will shine that right back up. But I like how it dried. It dried flat looking here, and I'm trying to, I don't know if I used gold in it or what I did. So I'm going to set that aside somewhere safe, which around here is a hard thing to find. In the past few videos, I've showed you more of my studio, and even though I cleaned it up, it stays clean for like a day. And I still can never find the damn razor or measuring tape. I think I need to install like a hook system on the wall like they have in shop class at school, where there's a picture of a hammer and that's where you put your hammer, you know? So if the item's not there, you see the picture and then you know you're missing it. All right, so you can check out my paint mixing videos to see how I do that. There is an Amazon list link in the description that talks about these poles and gives you a link to the pans and the cups I use, etc. And I'm going to use a 1 ounce pouring cup, the little medicine cups. And I'm going to use Artist Loft Phthalo Blue. I thickened this up from last time because last week I tried to use it from here and it was super thin and ruined the painting. So I'm hoping it's at a good consistency now. It had still separated though. I don't know what it is about that phthalo blue that separates. And these are all Floetrol and water. So I got Artist Loft Green Yellow. And this is my favorite version of alizarin. It is Liquitex Basics. And then this is some kind of purple, that has iridescent medium and I believe silicone, which would be treadmill silicone. I'm pretty sure that is in here. Because usually I put silicone in. These little cups almost always have silicone in them. So I am going to Can I do a flip and drag? Kind of thinking a ribbon pour. Let me do a ribbon pour. But I'm going to put white on this first because I don't want the colors sitting in the cup and mixing too long. I mean, it really only like a minute, but sometimes I think that's my problem on some of these is that I let them intermingle and talk to each other too long in the cups. And then they start hooking up and, you know, it's just not good. Just like you don't want to leave a room full of teenagers alone together for too long. Same with the paint. So we have gorgeous weather today. It is Saturday. And as I said, and I just did a video. And, I did tape the back. And it's Cinco de Mayo, and it's the Derby, and I don't have a hat to wear to this party we're going, but we're only going to be there a very, very short bit because my husband's running a marathon tomorrow, so he won't be eating or drinking, which means I have to eat and drink for 2, so, you know, that's a lot of pressure on me. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm confident I can handle it, but... Well, I won't be drinking for 2 because I wait tables on Sundays and I have to be there. I have to wake up at 6, so there won't be that much drinking for 2 going on. But eating for 2? Shoot, I do that every day. That does not mean I'm pregnant. That just means I eat a lot. Don't get that rumor started. That's just what I want, is a baby as my kids are finally grown. I don't think so. All right, looks good. So far this canvas is fine. And maybe it's just these canvases are not good for mallet smashes, in which case I can deal with that. It's not really a biggie. So I have gotten some videos touch nerves with people. One that was a few weeks ago pissed some people off because I put white over the dark blue part of it. And some videos strike a nerve more positively or negatively than others. Some from like way back last summer, still people, they're, I don't know what it is. Some just do. And, okay, I have like a random hair. It's bugging me. And so video 313, I think it was 313, Never Give Up pour, has elicited to me the most heartwarming responses ever. And it kind of makes me want to tear up a little. And I'm not usually a very emotional person. But they're just so positive. They're, it's thank you. Some were beginner painters who, thank you. This is so encouraging. It's encouraging to see different ways to save a painting. It's encouraging that you screw up paintings, it's encouraging. And thank you. And somebody said, I've instilled in my children, never give up. And so it was just the responses to that were very heartwarming. And so I want to thank you guys for that. It means a lot to me. So I was going to do a ribbon pour, but I think I'm going... What should I do? I kind of want to see what a ribbon pour... I did a little bit of a ribbon pour with this on my drip tray, and I don't like it. So I will do this. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I like to pretend I'm, playing armchair psychologist, but I thank you to all of you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, never give up. It's very important. I mean, some of you may have had incredibly perfect lives and never any hardship, but I'm kind of doubting it. Even if it's something not huge, like not getting picked, for your third grade play or something. But everybody has had disappointments. Very pretty colors. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute, kind of settle on in there. So yeah, I can tell that there was silicone in there because these cells wouldn't be there wouldn't be these cells otherwise. But I'm kind of wondering if I would almost bet my money that it was WD-40 silicone. Because these are tiny cells. And had they been the treadmill silicone, they would be bigger and looser. So I'm pretty sure that these are WD-40 cells. So this, I think I'm gonna have the same issue I had with that painting I showed you at the beginning of this video. Since I did the whole thing in the middle, that I almost, I mean, I don't like this. There's just nothing to that. So I'm putting a little bit of white in here, and I'm going, maybe I want a little more. And I think I'm gonna see if I can go in a circle. I need to get a cup that's like a thimble. That would really help me. Okay, well, I managed to lose all of the paint on the other side. I scraped away every single piece of paint. You know, I hate those pieces of paint. So what I'm doing now is almost like a swipe. I mean, it's not a swipe. It's kind of a, but yet the movement I'm doing is kind of swiping it across the top. So it's like a flip and drag swipe. I have achieved what I wanted to achieve, which was to get the color out bigger and to not have, that was such a condensed blob of color. There wasn't any white in it. It was not loose, I guess is a goodish term to use. And this is more, I like this. There's more negative space within the colors. Yeah, that's what I want to say. That is exactly what I want to say. So this I'm finding very pretty. But now I have a total crap ton of paint, which, yes, as I've said before, is a legitimate measure. Okay, so I said measure, which made me think of this. I have been buying for my resin. They are sold in the paint department. Those clear, cups. They come in various sizes, and there's measurements all on the side. There's the ounces, and then there's the, like, if you're measuring 6-to-1 or 4-to-2, you know, all those calculations are on the side, and they are cheap. I've been using the quart, which I think I paid 70 or 80 cents for. And I'm liking them for resin because they're big and they're pre-measured. So I'm not having to pour resin into 2 cups and then into a third. I can just do it all in one. But I was under the impression that I'd be able to pull the resin out of the cup once dry and reuse it, but that has not seemed to be the case. And I would really like to be able to reuse them, because even though they're not expensive, if I'm using 2 a week, you know, I mean, I suppose that doesn't seem like, you know, that would be $1.60 times 4. So not a whole lot, but, you know, it seems a waste. So if somebody knows a way that I can clean out the resin, I would absolutely love to hear it, because I really like using them and I don't want to have to keep buying them. So I'm tilting it slow because I don't want to lose it all. It is fairly deep. Look at these pretty cells that have stretched out. They're really gorgeous. And the blue was of good consistency. It finally thickened up. It wasn't, because it totally, whatever painting I did earlier this week with it ruined it, and I had to start over because it was so watery. that everything zigzagged and it wasn't good. So I need to get resining on that, my blue, that big blue commission painting, because I think I will go to Lawrence at the end of this month. School gets out on the 31st. I think I'll go on the 1st and deliver that painting to her and switch out my paintings at the brewery. So it's Lawrence Beer Company. They have great beer. But, so that's going to be, I've been trying to come up with a way to protect the painting while the resin is on it. I have one of those huge metal trays that you put under a car for like oil changes. So I'm kind of thinking I will put out paper on the floor and set it up on the floor and resin it on the floor, and then maybe put blocks around it to rate, and then set the metal tray on top of it, and then if need be hang a sheet or something over that so that nothing gets in on the sides. And I think I'm gonna have to wash it with my Dawn soap in the bathtub because it's not gonna fit in my kitchen sink. I wish I had a giant shop sink in my basement, but there wouldn't be any room for it. Open. This is really pretty. Like, these little cells are cool. Looks. Yeah, you know what? Why don't I just take you down and walk you around. There we go. I love that part. Okay. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.